Hello, this is the tutorial for the Dungeon Generator plugin, Mission Graph section. This video is a continuation of the basic section and the mini-map section, so please watch those videos as well. In the basic section, we generated the dungeon in the editor. In the mini-map section, the dungeon is created at runtime and the mini-map is displayed in the upper left corner of the screen. The mini-map is displayed in the upper left corner of the screen. This video shows how to lock the door of the dungeon. You can automatically generate a dungeon to reach the goal by using the key you get. With your own ingenuity, you can create your own dungeon like get the key by killing all the enemies. Let's get started. Create a player state class to store the key information. Specify player state as the derivation source. Rename the file. I think BP_dungeon player state is fine. Open the blueprint you created. Define the number of keys you have. Set the variable type to integer. Similarly, define the number of unique keys. A unique key is a key to open the goal room. There can only be one in the dungeon. If there is a boss at the goal, it means you have a boss key. Let's create a function to manipulate the key variable. First, a function to add a key. Then a function to add a unique key. A function to check if we have a key. Function to check if we have a unique key. Create a function to add a key. Create a function to add a unique key. Create a function to check if a key is present. Set the output to a Boolean type that returns whether or not the key exists. If the number of keys is greater than 0, you have a key. Create a function to check if we have a unique key in the same way. Oh, we need a function that uses the key. Outputs whether the key is available or not. Check if we have the key. If it has a key, reduce the number of keys. Returns false if you don't have the key. Create a function that uses the unique key in the same way. Oh, I forgot the output. If you use a unique key, it returns true. Returns false if the key is not available. Let's take another look at the function we just created. Open the game mode and switch the player state. Next, we'll lock the door. Opens the blueprint of the door actor we created in the basics section. We will check if the player has the key, so we get the player state. Check if the player has the key. If it doesn't have the key, we'll display a message. It might be a good idea to play a sound effect like an error sound. Get the type of key for this door. Branch the process for each type of key. None is a door with no key. Since the player state is often used, let's store it in a variable. Add a reference variable to the player state. A door with a key checks if it has a key. Opens the door if it has the key. Check for unique keys in the same way. Finally, create the key generation mechanism. First, create a key actor. Create a blueprint derived from the actor. We'll name it key. Add a sphere collision. Let's make it look like a cube. Make it a little smaller. Make the sensor to be acquired a little bigger. Add a sphere collision crossing start event. Increase the number of keys you have. Duplicate the key blueprint to create a unique key blueprint. Increase the number of unique keys you have. Make the color of the key yellow so that it is distinguishable from other keys. Create an actor to generate keys. Create an actor that manages the rooms in the dungeon. Create a blueprint that inherits from the dungeon room sensor actor. Create an initialization function. The items needed for this room can be obtained from the variable item. The type of this room can be retrieved from the variable parts, although we will not use it in this case. Hall is a room with multiple corridors. Panerai is a room with only one passageway connected to it. I couldn't find English words for independent rooms. Get a random position and rotation in this room. Create a key actor at a random position in the room. Set the unique key in the same way. We can use the bounding information from the dungeon room sensor to get the size of the room. In addition to keys, you can also determine the room's personality, such as enemy spawn, etc. Specify the dungeon room sensor as a dungeon generate parameter. All settings are now complete. What? I can't get the key. Under debugging, I found the cause of the problem. One of the reasons is that we didn't include a function to use the key. Add a function to the door blueprint to use the key. Oh, and use key has a check if it can be used, so we can omit haste key. There is one more problem. Add destroy actor to key, because we did not delete the key actor after getting the key. Delete the unique key after getting it as well. I got back on track and tried again. I got it. Is it? This is no good. It doesn't show that I have the key or that I used it. Let's display the key we have. Open the widget you created in the Minimap section. Place the text in the upper right corner. 2 are for labels, and the rest is the number of keys. It would be cool to use a key icon to represent the number of keys you have. Enter a label name. Create a function to get the number of keys. Get the number of keys from the player state. Hey? I didn't create a function to get the number of keys. Add a function to the player state to get the number of keys. Let's make it possible to get the number of unique keys as well. Display the number of unique keys. Copy the usable code from Get Key Count. Change the number of unique keys to get. Now you can see the status of the keys you have. This time, it's done. More keys are available. The dungeon is too big. Reduce the number of rooms to make it easier to check. I got the key. Oops. Now we have a unique key. I used the key to open the door. I used the unique key. The unique key leads to the goal room. Let's place a boss to make the game more exciting. How was this tutorial? You can control the roll of the room by using the dungeon room sensor. If you have an interesting dungeon, please let us know. That's all for this tutorial. In the next article, we will discuss sub-level loading. Please feel free to subscribe and rate our channel if you like. If you can, we'd love to hear your review on our marketplace. Thank you for watching.